Hey, I'm Charlie Thompson, and welcome to Physical Geography. In this video, I wanted to take you through the Canvas website to let you know how the semester is going to go, just sort of overall. And then also, finally, I wanted to let you know how each chapter or week is going to go and use this week as an example so you know what's expected of you in the first week of class. So I'm Charlie Thompson. That's my email, tomsec@arc.losrios.edu. The best way to get in touch with me is my phone, 530-848-1244. You can call me, you can text me, whatever works better for you. Every week, I'll have student lounge hours on Zoom. Those are going to be Tuesday from 4 to 5:30, Wednesday and Thursday noon to 1:30, and Friday 10 to 11:30. I will be using the same Zoom link the whole semester through. These Zoom times are optional. They are not required. You do not need to come. They are the best way to get your questions answered. And if you can't make the student lounge hours, those are just the scheduled hours. I can pretty much meet with you anytime you'd like. So if your work requirements or your lifestyle requirements or whatever keep you from meeting me during the lounge hours, just hit me up and we'll set up a time to get your questions answered. So this is the front page for our course. Some of the general Canvas things. There's help. That's going to be super important. Modules are the way that I've arranged this class. Every week you'll have a new module with new assignments. There are the recent announcements. There are all of the announcements, grades, a link to discussions, some other links. And the first thing you're going to just do is click on the Start Here, and that'll take you through the pages. So Start Here, that's going to be this. It's kind of self-referential, isn't it? I mean, if you're watching the video that tells you to watch anyway. Yeah, so Start Here, watch the video, and then click Next. So for the modules, you'll have to click through each page. I've set them up so that you have to click each page and at least look at it before you can get to the next page. That way I know that you're seeing all the material that I think you should be seeing. So I'm Charlie Thompson. This is Geography 300. We won't meet in person. We will not have set class sessions. We'll use Zoom for student lounge hours. Most of the semester, every week, I try to make like every other week. Sunday, I will open up new materials for the next week. You'll have a short quiz and a discussion post due on Wednesday every week. Every Sunday, you'll have a longer quiz that is due and a response to somebody else's discussion post. So every week, you're going to have the same 4 assignments: short quiz, discussion post, longer quiz, and a response to a discussion post. If you have questions on anything, please, please, please ask me. If you haven't used Canvas, I would really recommend going through the ARC sample class. It gives you a good idea of how it works. You should expect to spend 10, 12 hours every week on this class. That's pretty much just the way it's going to go. I have made a link to a Google Doc version of the syllabus if you'd rather just look at the Google Doc. If not, you can continue on. Here is the online version of the syllabus. It's got more details. It's got some things that ARC had already included. Course description, me, my email, phone, student lounge hours. The syllabus covers the following things: student learning outcomes, like what are you supposed to learn? DSPS, Disabled Disability Services and Programs for Students and Accommodations. How to get in touch with me, attendance, grading, late work, student expectations. Let's just start clicking through. So here's what we're going to be doing this semester. We're going to be talking about Earth. We're going to be talking about the systems on Earth, how those systems relate to each other, how those systems affect humans, how humans affect those systems. We'll talk about maps and charts and graphs and scientific diagrams. DSPS, here's the contact information for DSPS. Yet another, here's how to get in touch with your instructor. Attendance, grading, late work. This is probably the most important. Just turn it in. I'm not ticking off points for work that is late. If you miss an exam, you'll have to make it up during finals week. Everything else is pretty much due. I would recommend getting everything in on the date that I say it's due. If you don't get it in on the date that it's due, I won't take off points, but you'll still have to do it, and then you'll have other new materials. So the assignments are just going to keep coming every single week. And if you start to get behind in your assignments, please reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Maybe there's something that we can do that will make it easier for you to work through the assignments. I try to only give you assignments that you'll earn credit for. I only give assignments that I think are meaningful and relevant. I do not believe in busy work. So if I'm asking you to do an assignment, it's because I think it's important in helping you understand physical geography. So late work, just get it in. There are no late penalties for materials that are submitted late. 20% of your grade is going to be exams. 80% of your grade is going to be everything else, the quizzes, the discussion posts. That's going to make up the bulk of your grade. Extra credit, there's only 2 things you can do for extra credit: the half-unit Science Success Center or reading across the disciplines. Either of those programs I will give you extra credit for. That's pretty much it for extra credit, except for I frequently update my materials, and when I update my materials, I almost always make some sort of mistake that's horrible. So I will give you 5 points if you're the first person to let me know that I have made a mistake, that there's an error, there's a bug, there's a problem, whatever. If you're the first person to let me know, boom, 5 points for you. Moving along. Student expectations. Read the syllabus, check your email, participate in discussions. Let me know if you've got any issues. Cheating and plagiarism. Please read this through. Don't cheat. Don't plagiarize. I'll fail you. It'll be sad. Course materials. This is the textbook, Geosystems Core. It is the least expensive textbook out there. It is designed for non-majors. When we wrote this textbook, we tried to eliminate as many of the jargon, the words that only geographers use. We tried to eliminate as many of those words as possible and put things just in English. Like I said, it's the cheapest book out there for physical geography. You can rent it for $10 a month from the publisher. You do not need to buy access to Mastering Geography. Don't waste your money on it. You only need the textbook. Everything else except the textbook is going to be through Canvas. Get whichever edition of the textbook works best for you. You can get the e-text, the loose leaf version, the soft cover. You can rent it. Do whatever is cheapest for you. Technology requirements. I already mentioned there's the help button for Canvas. You absolutely need to use the Chrome browser from Google. If you don't, you'll probably not see the materials as I intended, and you won't be able to do the assignments. And you'll come to me and say, oh yeah, so on the midterm, there was all these diagram questions like, what's at point B? And I couldn't see any of those diagrams because I was using Safari. And I'm going to say, right, that's why I said at the very beginning of the semester, you absolutely need to use the Chrome browser from Google. How to get Canvas help button. There's the phone number for Canvas. Class discussions are super important. I'm a huge believer in class discussions for 2 reasons. One of them, it's the only way that you'll have contact with other students in the class because we're not in the classroom. And the other reason is, it might even be more important, and that is that I think if you just took the geography course and you just read the textbook, you'd think that geography is found in the textbook, but it's not. Geography is all around us. Like, I'm a geographer because that's the way I make sense of the world. Being a geographer helps me understand the world around me. And it's much bigger than just in the textbook. So the online class discussions are, you'll be posting and commenting about a video that you watch or an article that you read, something really, hopefully, because you're the one who's going to choose it. So hopefully it's something that you thought was really interesting, relevant to that week. On the discussion assignment itself, I go into details about what I'm looking for. Please be kind. Hasn't been a problem yet. Please be kind and supportive to each other. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed is the way that students have helped each other and been supportive of each other throughout these semesters. It's just been fantastic. Next up, ARC library resources. You can read that on your own. Student support highlights. Here's how to get support for financial aid. If you have questions about grades, if you have questions about registration, disability services, student services, the tutorial center, technical support, the veterans center, withdrawals. If you have a question, ask me, ask your counselor. After you've gone through the syllabus, after you've read through the whole syllabus, you need to pass the syllabus quiz before you can move on. So it's multiple choice. You can take it until you get 100%. I also have an About You assignment. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I have included a glossary of geography terms from, well, I include a link to National Geographic's glossary of geography terms. Some instructions on how to read a textbook. I didn't find out this until I was in grad school. I was furious when I found out that, wait, you don't just start with page 1 and read it from front to back? No. Read the title, read the headings, read the summary. Then you can go read the actual chapter itself. Read the summary first. So, like I said, I didn't find this out till I was in grad school, and I thought, oh my God, this should be like mandatory for everybody starting college. How to read a textbook. They are not like fiction. They're not like any other books. They're organized differently. And once you understand how they're organized, for example, our textbook, you'll have a chapter, and before the chapter, there's questions on each page. There's those little check to see if you're understanding it questions that you're supposed to like ask yourself as you're reading. And then at the end of the chapter, there's a summary. Read that first, and a bunch of review questions to make sure that you actually understood the material that you just read. I've also included the glossary from the textbook online. The point of office hours. Yeah, I thought this was important because when you say it, well, it's office hours, although I'm calling them student lounge hours, which is equally confusing. Yeah, if you have questions, please come to office hours. They are for you. I am here. My job is to help you pass this class. That's my job. My job is to help students learn geography. And anything I can do to help you learn geography, I am going to do. All right. And then we're into the first module. So like I said, each week will have its own module. There's an introduction that tells you what the big topics are in that chapter. So here's what we're going to be studying: science of geography, earth systems, determining locations, times, maps, cartography, geoscience tools. And you need to start this module with this page, go through each page to unlock the next page. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. Like if you try to jump to the quizzes, it'll say, you didn't look at these pages. So resources, the next page for each chapter, I've tried to keep them all looking the same. The resources, videos, these videos I've made, and then there's other videos that other people have made. The Crash Course series of geography is going to be your new best friend. What is geography? What is a map? What is physical geography? How Eratosthenes knew that Earth was a sphere back in 247 BC. Really nice demonstration by Carl Sagan. The Google Slides for the chapter. And then some other, a NASA page with videos, an ESRI story map webpage on map projections, ESRI story map on the Longitude Prize. And then the assignments. So each module will have a handy dandy page that just says, hey, here's what your assignments are. Syllabus quiz by Wednesday the 19th. Pre-quiz, Wednesday the 19th. Discussion post, Wednesday the 19th. Response by Sunday the 23rd. And the intro chapter post quiz by Sunday the 23rd. And then we've got the pre-quiz, the discussion post assignment, and you have to pick one of these videos. You can't use my lecture video. And if you have any questions, which ones are mine? Well, it actually just says one of the announcements related to the intro chapter, or one of the intro chapter videos, one of these intro chapter videos. So I want you to watch the video, give me 100 words, 200 words, why you thought it was interesting, and how it relates to the chapter. You also are required to comment on someone else's post, and it's super important that you make your response detailed. You have to ask a detailed follow-up question, or make a detailed comment, or make a detailed connection to something else. So question, comment, or connection is what you have to do for your response post. Just saying, hey, thanks, that was a really interesting post, that's 0 points. That was a really interesting post. I didn't realize how important it is that because of Coriolis deflection all over the world, west coasts have cold currents and cold ocean water, and the east coasts of all the continents have warm ocean currents and warm water. I didn't realize that that was super important. And then each chapter will have a longer quiz for more points. You can do all the quizzes twice. You don't get to see what the right answer is until after the second time, but all of my assignments you can do, well, all of the quizzes you can do at least twice. So, I mean, the whole point of the intro quiz, is for you to get 100% because you understand it. And the post quiz, it's longer, it's a little bit more detailed. That's just to make sure that you got all of the points for that chapter. So that's pretty much it. That takes you through Canvas. That takes you through the way the semester is going to work. That takes you through how to get in touch with me, and also what what's due the first week, and then how the semester is going to go. So that's it. I hope you enjoy this semester. I hope you enjoy physical geography.